I knew this would be a distraction, and I knew that Talia would want the challenge.
Welcome to the MIB Podcast, where we help you chase your dreams side by side. And now, your hosts, Mike and Talia Osborne.
Hey, everybody.
This is Mike.
And Talia.
And you're listening to the
MIB Podcast.
Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. We're recording this a little late than we're usually recording. You'll get this on Monday or, no, wait a minute. Yeah, I guess Monday. But we got so much stuff going on that we're recording this on Friday, which is different because usually we knock this out on Monday. And yeah, our priorities have been kind of everywhere and trying to work on things like that today. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's episode. What are you excited about these days, honey?
I'm excited about our products we're about to launch. I'm excited about our oldest playing softball. She's doing really well. She's been pitching, her first year pitching, and she's been hitting and doing all this stuff. And yesterday she did her first slide into base and she was safe and it was awesome. But yeah, so I'm excited about school coming to a close here soon because then I don't have to get up and put the kids on the bus.
Yeah.
That'll be nice.
I'm excited about that too. Today, I don't know how you guys deal with your marital issues, but what I usually do with Talia is I trip her, I pin her down, and I try to lick her or something, and then that usually makes her happy enough until I can give her, a cupcake and tell her to take a nap, and then she's happy again. But she'll act like she's happy in this episode, but I know that.
I'm fine.
Yeah, see? Yeah, we're all very tired. I've been working. I worked first shift last week, waking up at 5 o'clock. This week I work second shift, and now they're telling me I got to go back and work second shift again, first shift again next week, which is a very bad flip-flop from working, nighttime to butt crack at dawn. So it's been rough, but I'm excited. We're going to go out of town this weekend. We're going to go to Old Orchard Beach in southern Maine, and nothing's open yet there, but there is a beach. We can walk on it if it's not raining, which is supposed to be, of course, crap weather tomorrow, like 55 and rainy. But most of the time I think we're going to spend in the arcade, which our family loves to do. We'll spend a couple hours in there. Then we're going to go eat dinner over the water on the pier, which will be a lot of fun. So yeah. I'm looking forward to doing that and eating some good food and spending some good quality time with my girls. And, yeah, I'm excited to get all this other stuff done, too, because, man, we're holding so many plates in the air right now. It's unreal. And I'm sure Ty agrees with me. And we want these things to start landing and start doing the marketing part instead of talking to China and talking to this and doing that and getting, designs made. And, yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a lot going on. And I actually when I was laying down this morning, and what I mean by that is I get my kids up and then I go and lay back down for about 30 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know how she does that.
But when I was laying down, I was thinking, man, is this what my mom had to do when I was a kid? All this crap running us around everywhere. Actually, no, she didn't do a lot of that stuff, but she was always busy doing stuff. So, but okay, let's focus. Let's focus. So if you were listening this week, you heard us talking about married and the best time to quit your job. And that kind of just gives you a few tips and ideas for when you know that you're ready. Like, do you have the money in place? Is it the right time? Do you have a plan? That's the main thing, to have a plan. So listen to that episode. It'll give you some ideas about if that's your goal is to quit your job, when might be the right time for you.
Yeah, and we did another bonus reseller episode before that, just being completely transparent, showing you, telling you where we found these different items that we sold on Amazon and eBay for big profits. And you feel free to copy us. The whole point of those is not for you to even, okay, this item's great, I'll go buy it and sell it. The real point is get you thinking outside the box of helping you make your first $1,000 of profit and going out there and starting somewhere, because anybody can go somewhere, scan an item with an app, put in numbers, see if there's any profit in the item, and buying and selling the item on eBay or Amazon. And I think that if you just went out there and tried it, you'd be good to go. You'd be very surprised on what you could find in these clearance aisles of these Walmarts and Targets and everything else that we talk about in these episodes. So check that out and let us know what you thought about that too. A little house cleaning, and then we'll go ahead and get started with today's episode.
All right, guys, please follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/MIB podcast. Check out the website. We've got short little videos about selling on eBay. We've got our story. If you haven't read that yet, you can see a couple pictures of our beautiful girls. And then, of course, if you have questions or comments, or you want to tell us some of your success, which we would love to hear, info@themibpodcast.com.
All right, today's episode was thought of by my wifey. So I'll let her tee it up.
Yep, so today is Married and Your Best Yes. And, what that basically means is figuring out what is the most important thing and saying yes to that over anything else. So it's basically prioritizing. So an example of that would be, okay, I can go hang out with my buddies tonight, or I could go spend some quality time with my husband or wife. Or a girlfriend. So your choices are both good. There's nothing wrong with either choice. But what is the best yes? Is hanging out with your buddies more important because maybe it's a special event, or is it just another night out that you always do? And is your girlfriend, husband, wife, or boyfriend in need of some quality time with you? Or are they okay with you just going out tonight? So which one is your best yes? And you really have to choose the priority, what's the most important at that time. So either one's a good answer, but you just have to figure out which one's the best answer.
Yeah, I agree. Just sticking with that there, everybody's situation is different. Everybody has, we have 4 kids, and let alone 4 daughters. So I don't know how different it is compared to sons because I don't have that luxury. But, I say, Taya, I understand like Taya can get burnt out. She does so much as a parent and as a business owner and as a multi-business owner that she needs to spend time with her friends and her girls and do these little girls' night outs. And I wouldn't blame her for that. But I guess for her best yes to figure out, is that more of a priority than say, well, the kids might need this, Bella might need some, more one-on-one time because of this. Maybe I need to spend my time with her because of, whatever X's or O's. So is that our best yes? I'm not really sure. I think that every situation is different based off that, right? We talked about creating priorities and goal setting and things like that several times on this podcast because that is something that you constantly need to do. But I feel like this episode is right on time because we have been working so hard on a lot of different things that I think that you kind of lose insight or perspective or sight of what you're, trying to accomplish immediately, or what's a long-term decision, a long-term thing you're working on constantly, or something that you need to do on a daily basis to, make food. Make food. Yeah. If you're a farmer, take care of your family, pay the bills, things like that. And me and Talia, we've had several things that have gotten our way recently that have taken us kind of off the path that we didn't even realize that we weren't even, doing the right things anymore. Time stealers and non-prioritizing is, that screws
What's a
everybody
time
up.
stealer?
Sometimes it's just sitting and hanging around with your spouse or watching the Stranger Things. That's one of the time stealers that me and Ty have had recently, this Netflix. Being just overworked and wanting to do nothing for a change. That has stepped into what we, recently have been having issues prioritizing. And we basically need a reset. And I think it's I say this in being, and not trying to be a jerk, but I mean, I would literally work every day till 1:00 in the morning. I would wake up and Ty would stay up and wait for me. Like we would
working the whole time.
She'd work and we'd basically be working when the other person was gone. And I'd be at work till 1:00. She'd be working till 1. I'd get home. We'd then talk about everything we did, probably watch one episode of TV that we enjoy, and then we'd go to sleep. We would then both wake up at 8:00, whatever, put the kids on a bus, and we'd start working on something else. And we were constantly doing this over and over and over. And thank God we worked on a lot of different ways of maximizing our efforts, without having to do that. But at one point, a couple of months back, I said, I'm done with overtime for, it was probably about a month ago. I went and said, damn, done with overtime, right? I'm just sick of working so many hours. And because I was working, 20-some hours a week, but it wasn't like in a couple days, I had to stretch it all the way out through Saturdays, and all this sucked just from the union schedule they have. And then I was like, I'm done, right? A little bit of money missing here, but I don't care at this point. We just need to relax. But then we were like, oh, let's do this and this. And we went from being 6 podcasts ahead to recording 3 podcasts on a Friday before the Monday release started. And this is stuff that kind of just is stealing our time. And we just got too relaxed, and we started prioritizing different things with our partners, private labeling. And, we haven't been shopping as much, as we've been focusing more on different things or different avenues of getting our stuff without having to go out of town to get it. And yeah, Maine is just a beat to us. I blame the state of Maine and their lack of everything out here. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, what are your time stealers that have been screwing us lately?
Well, I mean, I think time stealers can be pretty much anything. It just depends on, again, what's your best yes. It's okay to watch TV. We always bring that up as one of the things that can be a negative factor, but, are you spending your majority of your productive time watching TV? Because that may not be your best yes. If you really have a goal of maybe hitting your first $1,000, what can you do to replace that time that you would have been watching TV with something productive, like shopping, something like that? For me, I don't know. I watch a lot of shows while I'm working, and so I try not to allow that to be a time stealer. But, right now I'm doing a lot of running around.
Oh, gosh.
So I'm taking kids to different sporting events, different games. I just joined a track team, which is kind of crazy because I'm not, the youngest person.
She's not spring chicken.
I'm not old chicken either, though.
Yeah, a little bit old chicken. I don't know.
Oh,
but she's free range, so that's good.
I am free range.
With chicken legs.
I do have chicken legs. But either way, so, I'm just trying to balance, everything we have going on. And, I'm coming to a point, I guess, in my mothering where I have more time to have more time for me. And so this track venture that I'm on, I used to run hurdles. I did it for about 11 or 12 years. I threw discus and all that.
In college and in high school.
High school, middle school, college, and loved it. And so Mike told me about an opportunity to do it with his current job. And
I'll stop you there for a second because
current job.
And I'll stop you there for a second because I knew this would be a distraction, and I knew that Talia would want the challenge because, Talia's obviously, she had 4 kids, but she's basically the same shape she was when I met her until I put all this extra weight on her. Then she lost it again. But either way, it's like, I knew that I was going to introduce something that could be a distraction. That's what it is, right? It's nothing. She's not going to go out there and decide that all of a sudden she's going to train for the
Olympics.
Olympics. Talia's going to be 37 here in a few months. And, but I knew it's something that probably wasn't too competitive because, how many people are out there at her, 37 years old that want to go throw discus and, run hurdles? Probably not that many, right?
Yeah.
Especially here in Maine. So I knew that I was going to be introducing something that could be a distraction, but I also knew that it was something that she would really enjoy. And I think that sometimes, the, from The Shining, all work and no play makes Johnny a dull boy or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I'm worried about with us is if we were overworked and keep working, and we're spending these 18-hour days working, we would miss out on the actual fun things of life. And I do agree that, you work really hard for a season, eventually gets something. But, and to be honest, me and Talia have been doing this crap for forever. Luckily we're on the side that we're actually making money with our business now and, stuff like that. But before we were doing this anyway, we just weren't making any money from it. Right. So, not working, making sure your best yes makes sense, even if it doesn't make sense, is very important to me.
Yeah.
Important to us, I think. Talia I don't think she needed to, but I was going to give her, I wasn't going to hold back something that I knew this is something that'd be important to you, right?
Yeah.
Like if they had a home run derby right now, I would go and join it. right?
Yeah.
Because that's something I love. I miss my baseball days, and I miss football, and I missed all the stuff I did back in high school. But, so that's why I even told Ty about this, because I wasn't going to hold back something that I knew that she could enjoy, especially if it's only a few days. It's getting her back in shape, which she's fine the way she is, and she knows that.
Honey.
Well, whatever. But she wants to jump over stuff for whatever reason, and she wants to.
Not jumping, it's hurting.
Yeah, whatever. And all the stuff. So that's why I gave it to her, and I let her make a decision on can she do it in her schedule, that she already has a hectic baseball or softball and lacrosse schedule, and now add this.
Yeah.
So.
Well, so, I was in the car on Thursday and had my first.
Yesterday?
Oh, yeah, yesterday. We had it was Wednesday. We had our first practice, and I got to throw discus for the first time in 15 years, something crazy like that. And, we're in the car. I'm with the kids. Mike's at work, and I'm getting ready to meet the lady who's running the team. And, Bella starts in on, oh, well, can we practice softball? I need to practice. I have a game tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. And I had to just stop her and say, you know what? This is my time. And so for me, because I had been practicing with her and really spending time with her and making sure that she goes to practice early or goes to game early so she can have extra practice, I feel like I've been doing my part for her. And so I had to tell her, this is my best yes for me. I'm going to do this for me, and you're going to have to just wait.
But and Talia's thing there, she's a good mom. She goes to practices with her all the time, and I do the same thing on the weekends when I'm free. And truthfully, Talia isn't. She won't get be offended by this. She's an awful softball player.
I'm terrible.
Yeah, it's not even she can't throw it across. It's just but she doesn't care. Her best yes for that situation is I'm going to go out there and I'm going to practice with her, even if I can't throw it across the plate, or I can't do it as good as Mike, or I'm not good at catching, or this or that. It doesn't matter. She'll work with her on hitting or whatever else she can do, because that's her best yes. She needs to spend time with the kid. We put her, people put their kids in sports almost like daycare almost, right? Because they have we know everybody on the team anyways. Maine is small, we live in a small city. So we know all the parents. We could easily just drop Bella off, let her go to the games, pick her up later, not be more like daycare. But Talia's best yes, our best yes, is taking care of her, making her take it serious enough that, does she want to be a pro player one day? I don't think so. I don't know. She loves it until she stinks, and then she hates it. But I think that's just hormonal, daughters talking there. But our best yes is just giving us putting our kids as a priority when it comes to those things when they need to be priority. But in other cases, no, I need to go to the gym. No, I need to go and do this, the discus, whatever, and hurdles. That's my thing, it's fulfilling. I don't know if it's more of a dream, but it's just,
a desire.
It's just sparking an old fire that went out years ago that you still have in you.
Yeah.
There's nobody out there that doesn't play a sport in their college years and say, I'm done, never going to play this again. And thank God it sucked.
Yeah.
Maybe runner. I can understand if you're a runner. Yeah, that makes no sense at all. Long distance, never going to do that again. But yeah, it light your fires. Just especially if you have opportunities to do it now. If you have an opportunity to make that your best yes, do it, as long as it doesn't conflict with everything that you're trying to accomplish. Yeah.
And what does the best yes mean in terms of your work and your business and starting things up? I think that when you are considering what the best yes is, you have to really, again, prioritize. It's, whether you have to make a list or, right off the top of your head, this is my best yes. Sometimes you really need to consider, is what I'm doing gonna make me money? What's gonna make me money the fastest? Sometimes educating yourself is your best yes, because you need to have the knowledge in order to properly do whatever you're trying to do. So, there's a lot of different options. Yes, you can go out there and try to sell, say you're trying to sell, business cards to business owners in your area. And so your best yes could be going out and cold calling and knocking on doors and things like that. But your best yes could also be preparing and having the materials to go out to those people. So which one is going to help you make the most money the fastest? Which one is going to help you build the most confidence? It depends on where you are in your life and in your thought process to determine what your best yes is.
Yeah. And I think that you need to think about this in all aspects of life: health, wealth, love. Those are things
Spiritual.
Spiritual. I love the spiritual. I could think the same thing, but you whatever. And then so basically, and like me, I got to lose some weight. I'm in terrible shape right now, but I've been putting everything off in the name of business and being productive. So our best yes for me and for Talia too, because she just obviously likes being in good. She's not she's not fat at all, but she just got the lungs of a 3-year-old little girl at the moment.
Oh my gosh. No, maybe like a 10-year-old.
Yeah, exactly. Either way, but like health, we have to figure out what our best yes is and making it a priority, or not even a priority, and non-negotiable. Our media, not our best yes, but
the only yes.
The only yes. You have to do it. Wealth, finances. Me and Talia have several irons in the fire right now of different businesses that we're doing, and the one that is taking up most of our time. We won't see income from that until we'll probably launch some different our different products starting July before Prime Day, Amazon Prime Day, and then we won't see any real income benefits from that after probably maybe 2 to 3 different cycles of 500 units. So it could be November technically until we actually see income from that, and we'll have several other products in the pipeline introducing during that time. So eventually it's gonna be really big, but up front, we're basically working for free, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's our best yes there is probably spending a little less time, worrying about every detail of these things, or maximizing our efficiency when it comes to communicating with China, which has been a big struggle. And then maybe working on stuff where on a daily basis, we're making money. The truth is Amazon, we get sales every day. We make money every day, but we only get paid every 2 weeks. I love eBay because you literally, if you made a sale every day, you made money every day.
Mm-hmm.
It goes in your PayPal account, you have access to it. And that's, to me, is probably our best yes, is make sure that, yes, we focus on our long-term stuff because that's going to be a big, yes, obviously we've agreed to the partnership and we're doing this stuff and we're the creative minds, but make sure that every day we're making money. So we physically, that's why I like sending stuff in myself from like eBay and Amazon when I sell different things, is I physically touch it. I know that this product's leave my hand, money's coming into our pocket. It feels real, right? FBA is great because they do all the work for you, but you kind of lose the feeling of, man, all this stuff is getting sold, but Amazon last time, lately they've been shipping like our coffee mugs and stuff we sell in freaking like bags, and they've been breaking and all this stuff. I'm like, dang on, I'd like to have the peace of mind of knowing that I did it right. I've never had a return ever after thousands of items, but yeah, your best yes in business is very important, and finances, in what we call wealth, finances, and then love spiritually. What is a non-negotiable? What's your best yes? Maybe it's reading your Bible every day, right? Me and Talia are going to do a podcast starting soon about just more or less a daily verse. It's going to take 5 minutes. It's nothing going to be real big, but it's a way to keep our heads on focus with our faith on a daily basis. And we're going to be doing that real soon here. I'm not sure if it's going to start after my job's gone, but it's something to keep us, we call it sharpen daily, basically keep your sword sharp on a daily basis, right?
Yeah. Well, and
anything to add to that?
So to go back to finances, I think one thing that we had to do and figure out for us in our personal finances was what is our best yes for the dollar bill? Where can it best be spent or kept? And, sometimes it is family time. We spend money because sometimes that's our best yes. But, we have money that our best yes is to keep it in the bank account because that's our safety net. So, and you can listen more on that on episode number 18, where we talked about married and buried in debt. But it just gives you a better idea of what's your priorities with your money. Do you want to have money in the bank, or do you want to just keep spending money and never have really anything to show for it? And so, we have that safety net there. That's the best yes for those dollar bills, but then we have bills to pay. So, there are some people who will spend their bill money on going out to eat. They'll spend their bill money on doing fun things.
Going on vacation.
And then they come back and their power is turned off. But that's okay. I had a good time and I'll figure out, a way to turn it back on. But that's not really the best yes. That just causes more stress in your life. So figure out your best yes for your finances. And, going back to the spirituality, figure out your best yes for that. Maybe it's a whole change of scenery and hanging out with people who are spiritually where you want to be. No matter what the religion, being around people who are spiritually where you want to be will push you further in your relationship. So figure those things out. And I think once you figure out your best yes, you will have a lot more open doors. You'll feel a lot more relaxed because you're making the right decisions that are going to propel you forward.
Yeah. And, we're Christians. We've been openly, we've said that the whole time since we've been on this podcast. We're not forcing that on anybody. That's just what we believe. But I think that, also think about, it's food for the soul, spirit, getting yourself straight is doing things on a daily basis. Your best yes of people that hang around with, things like that. That's a big deal. Like, they say that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If that's, it's drug dealers and junk and I don't know, I'm just naming a bunch of prison things, but literally like that's who you are going to be. So if you look at all your friends, you're like, dang on, I need to get some better association. That's probably what you need to do. You have to associate with people that are where you want to be, right? Or where, point you in the right direction, morally correct, things like that. You want to make sure that, your spirit's fed the right things. Maybe that's reading a book every day, not a book every day, but reading out of a book, right? I'm reading a couple of Gary Vaynerchuk books right now, Michael Hyatt book on your best year yet, and different things like that. That's what I like to do because I want to keep my sword sharpened. I want to keep my head in the right thing because negativity can take over like crazy, right?
Yep.
And it can be like a plague, and you just got to work on that. And we've had to talk about our daughter about that because every time she gets thrown out of, in softball, all of a sudden she's ready to quit, and we're ready to strangle her. So, and so that's something that you got to focus on, right? So focusing on your best yes when it comes to feeding your spirit, feeding your soul, feeding your faith is very important, right? Yep. I think that's something you always got to focus on. Finances is very important too, and then everything else, they all work together.
Yep.
And you need to figure out what is going to produce the best the best version of your children. That's what you're just trying to make the best version of yourself, right?
Yeah.
And I've thought about that lately a lot. I'm trying to figure out, my contract, hopefully, I'm knocking on wood here, is going to be done here in a couple months. Like I'm supposed to be done in July. And after that, I want to go back to just being a full-time business owner. But I don't want to just do things. Everything we have is kind of going to be done, or not done, but nothing's ever done here. But It's going to be moving. All the parts are going to be, all the gears are going to be together. We're going to be making money. We're doing this, that, and that, whatever. We're going to make money. But I want to do stuff that I love. That's what I want to spend the rest of my life doing is stuff that I love. I'll be rewarded with by getting paid some type of income, or maybe not, just doing stuff that, like we love doing the podcast. Yeah. I'd love to do the podcast more and just do things like that where there's no income in it, but we love doing it. Mm-hmm. So I want to spend my time with things that make me happy, uplift me, and, feed what I need to be fed when it comes to, spiritual and growth and things like that. So we're hoping that, that's what I'm focused on right now. Every day is what are my best yeses to get me towards that point in July or at the end of July when I'm done with this contract to make it be, I can live my best life yet. Right?
Yep.
Or be the best version of me that could be at that end point of that. And then, okay, now I have 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day where I can focus on being the best me I can possibly be and the best father. And I'm already the best husband. Never mind. Go ahead.
All right. So we've talked a lot about the best yes. Really, we really would love to hear what your best yes is, some decisions that you've made recently or in the past where you feel like, you had 2 really good options or one really good one and one really bad one, and you made what you feel like was the best choice at the time. So, definitely send us an email. Let us know how that's going for you. info@themibpodcast.com. We're excited because we're hoping that putting this out there will help you make better decisions to have the best version of yourself and to have the best life that you can have, choosing the best yes.
Yeah. And I wish we could just have episodes on stories of crap we went through, because I think we give you a lot of hope. Because now you don't think about it at the moment 5 years later or whatever. How you said, basically if it doesn't matter now and 5 years won't matter now. That's coming. I mean, I think about it all the time because, think about these funny situations we were in where the world was falling down and we're still standing. So obviously it didn't take us out. But I think you can learn a lot from people and where they've been. And I really wish we had more. We would literally need 100 episodes to go over 1 minute of our life. But I think that we're gonna keep working on this stuff. I hope that you guys got some out of this episode today, and you can make your best your best decisions, your best priorities today, and that we could be a little part in that. Let us know if we were.
All right, guys. Well, have a great day. Go figure out your best yes. Make something big happen. We're excited for your future.
Leave us a review. We love you.
All right, bye.